Alrighty, folks. Once again, we are live. We are in full effect. Once again, it is me, Mr. Soul of a Man. 5-0 to the 4. Today we're talking about trusting in the process. Yes, the big word trust, one thing that's not easily attainable at times, but so easy to lose. It's the trusting in the process, trusting in the journey, the belief, in oneself, the fine tuning of everything. It's the commencement, the end of one journey, moving forward into something else, and that's where a lot of us are. We are naturally, we are, something. What do they say? Something old, something borrowed, something new. I believe that's how it goes. Something like that. But trusting in the process is one thing. To be, to like they say, to thine own self be true. Loving, loving yourself, loving the fact that you're doing something that is going to be attainable, something that is going to be ultimately achievable. Moving forward, and moving forward in your life, man, and setting higher goals. Setting natural higher standards for yourself. How many times um, I've seen, like, where I've been at work and people were like, hey, I heard, XYZ, and didn't come from me. I didn't say it. But, people sometimes will believe hearsay, or they'll believe something they'll believe the breeze and the wind before they, believe the actual person or whatever. It might have been something, maybe something that you said, maybe something that they heard about you. Like, hey, I heard blah blah blah. But you know how it goes: office politics, office gossip, people around the water cooler just talking about nothing. you know People unhappy with where they are. We know how it goes, but mainly trusting the process, man. Believing believing in oneself, being true to yourself, and above everything else, I feel like that is the most important thing. Really and truly, believing in who you are, whose you are, where you're going, and naturally how I believe it's the, how are we going to get there. You might say, well, I have a car but I don't have any gas money. I remember when I was when I was in my teens, I always had somewhere to go, but nowhere to get there. Now, I'm in my adulthood. Sometimes I don't want to go anywhere because all of that time, to get your license and all of that stuff. And unless I'm driving to the airport, going on vacation or something like that, or, going to go travel somewhere. But, oftentimes I just, I don't feel like driving. I'm just being honest with you. Seriously. But, trusting, trusting in the process, ultimately believing that you're going to achieve something great. Like day one, going to the gym, all right, and that transforms to, okay, day 30, going to the gym, or, and then that transforms to day 90, and then you really start to see the results. It's the, what do they say, the fruits of the labor, man. It's the growth and the process. It's you find, it's you being genuine about something, about who you are, and intensively believing in that thing, and not stopping, for anything. And, just continuing to move, continuing to be diligent, people saying, hey man, I see you loving what you're doing. The partnerships start to come in. People start, people say, hey, why don't you come and be a guest on my podcast? Man, I love how you're talking. I love what you're saying. And, if you're listening and if you would like me to be a guest on your podcast, please reach out to me, either through Instagram or, or one of my, just somewhere on social media, man. Just reach out to me, email me. I would be more, if it's a good fit, I would be more than happy to, be a guest on somebody's podcast. I love when people click the little button and, you never know. It's like Skittles, you're tasting the rainbow. You never know, like you dig your hand in the bag and you look at all of the multiple, you never know what you're going to get, man. It's like, it's just like the randomness of it. But, I do believe that, I am a very firm believer that all things definitely happen things happen for a reason. Things happen for multiple reasons. Are we gonna, we're probably gonna get the main thing out of it, and maybe get the little stuff. I may not understand everything, but for me, the main thing in trusting your progress is growth. It's the it's the growth, and it's the progress. Are you being intentional within yourself? Building. I remember a gentleman came on yesterday, and he was asking, was he on the right journey? And and I give him some, I was doing, I was doing, let's say, like some energy uh exchanges, speaking high levels of positivity and people's lives. And that's one thing that I do. I'm able to give people that shot of positivity, of knowing, of truth, of understanding of what's the greater good of it all, of their path, where they're going. It's just one of those gifts that I have. But the main thing with that was, letting him know that he was naturally on the right path. Maybe some finer points of things that he needs to do here and there. And man, that stuff, that when you get information like that, it's priceless. It really is. It is, that life changing, chromatic information that helps you either to know or to shift or to just have a greater understanding in your purpose, that to give somebody, keys or just words or something that's going to help them to continue to move forward, or somebody to give somebody ideas where they turn the light bulb on. And like I spoke to a young lady the other day, and she had just a monstrous opportunity in front of her. She was like, I don't know. And I was like, man, are you kidding? It was like, man, this is like, the opportunity that she had in front of her was people dream about, like literally. Like I was like, this is the thing that comes in that changes everything. You're at that point, like literally, like, don't turn away from this. Sometimes it's the shock and awe of it when it shows up, and we're like, oh man, what do I do? What do I do? I remember I heard a young lady yesterday. She was like, I don't know if this story is true, but she was like, two people of importance came forward. They wanted to invest in her, and they, let's just say They were high rollers, let's say that. Can't really confirm her story, but I'll just give her the benefit of the doubt. And she was like, she stepped back and she was a little nervous. Maybe we all would be in that situation, but you know, I think I would be nervous. Like I've been able to like meet some celebrities, and maybe like after a while of talking to a few of them, they're human, man. They are, and I don't, I don't get to the point now where I'm so nervous. Like, like there was only, I think it was just like one person. I was like, man, I can't believe I'm talking to but after I got that out of my system, I was good because I was the one doing the interview. So I had to, you have to learn in that situation to be able to, just to be able to keep your composure. And for me, as long as I focus mainly on the energy, not to talk over them, give them their respect, whatever, whatever. And, just let it flow, man. Just let it flow. That's to me, that's the most beautiful thing about it. But around that, your process may be a little different from what other people may be used to, like how you get yourself ready for the moment, and you may be private with it is sometimes it's the privacy of the process that teaches you the greater meanings and lets you have a greater understanding of your purpose, of where you're going, and how much you are needed out here. Seriously. And it maybe for me, maybe that's my aha moment for today. Maybe that's just telling me that, I'm needed, I'm naturally needed out here. As people tell me, all the time, they give me encouragement, and that's good. It's great to be poured, you need to be poured into as much as as much as you come out here and you pour into people naturally, and that's man, that is trusted in the process. You want to talk about a faith walk. Man, it is it is something else, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Like Mr. Rogers used to say, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. But it's man, it's a beautiful thing when you just naturally, when you just start to see when you start to see your progression, when you start to see your growth, when you see the timeline just unfolding, and you feel like you're flying so high, and things are coming together, piece by piece, but it feels like it's coming together so fast, and you're like, oh, and it's like, man, oh my goodness. And sometimes you're like, well, and don't worry about I don't have this, I don't have that. Man, go with what you have. Seriously. We can prepare and prep so much, but today is the day of the big speech. You got to go into the office and talk in front of your colleagues, and maybe you've never done it before, but you go and you do it and you knock it out of the park. And they're like, man, you should be doing this all the time. This was amazing. So you start to reach out to other companies, and they're like, wow, you maybe have that video of you doing that one speech, and that turns into you being becoming like a corporate speaker. So hey, if I just gave you an idea, you're welcome. But man, you know really and truly, it's trusting in your process. It's it's just a benefit for you, because it's your journey. That's like if you got a kid, nobody else believes in your kid, but you do. And like, yeah, everybody might say, oh, I don't know, something different about that kid. People used to say that about me. It's like, man, I don't know. That's just I used to hear it all the time. I still hear it. there's something different about you. But am I ashamed of that? No. That just makes me unique. And I just know through that there's nobody else out there like me. And now, I can smile. I can smile when I say that. Okay, cool, man. We got a guest coming into the spot. Let's see who is at the door. Okay, they're coming in 3, 2, 1. I love that countdown, man. Hey, how you doing?
First of all, we are cousins because we have last names. My name is Janiqua Alvarez.
Okay. you know, you know,
I see. How do you pronounce your last name?
just Alvarez.
Alvarez. Dang, wow, that's amazing. I want to say thank you also for creating such a meaningful topic on wisdom because it definitely needed to be discussed, especially an open discussion on trust in a process, right? A lot of people get discouraged because the universe works in a divine order, right? And we try so hard in our passions and stuff. First of all, I am actually from Brooklyn, New York. I am from Brownsville. It's a very rough neighborhood, if you haven't heard. And look at me. I am the founder of a 501c3 nonprofit called Port of Palms Inc. I rescue animals. And aside from that, I write children's books on Amazon to teach about compassion, to teach about love, and what it really means to save a life, right? So coming from where I come from, it's not really an area where people understand the value of dogs. I think you may see a couple of people, but the way I was going and like rescuing, I rescue all over Texas. And mind you, I come from the project, so they're not understanding why they see this beautiful woman. She has beautiful children, she drives, but she has this house full of animals. So, you start to get called up when people don't understand your vision. They start to label you, right? And they start to say, oh, she's crazy, she's weird, her house may be crazy, she got all these pets. And if I didn't trust the process, guess what? I would have never founded Port of Palms, which is now a 501c3 tax exempt organization, and create children's books, right? Everyone also, I would suggest you to try hardly to reach out to people, right? Sometimes it's easier said than done. I'm thankful that I was having strong mind to believe in myself and trust the process, but that's not easy for a lot of people because they don't have resources, or if they're in a safe state of depression where they just feel like they can't count on no one. And nowadays, society makes it even hard, for you to ask questions or make you feel comfortable for you to ask certain questions, because everybody's just trying to pop information. So that's why I always thank you, people like you, Demon, for utilizing this app to share. To have an open space where people feel comfortable with understanding and learning new things, because trust in the process is not always about being right. Trust in the process is making mistakes, because mistakes is not failures. It's just a different way, a different direction to take on life. So it's actually a blessing. So again, thank you. Don't let anything or anyone ever hold you back, because your dreams are never stupid, and they only become that way when you don't use them. So thank you. My Instagram is actually linked to this profile, and I actually obtained my 501(c)(3 myself, right? So I'm able to share that information for free too. Be around people that want to elevate you and like your ideas and compliment you. Don't be around negative people that don't believe in you, because that's just the way down. And God bless everyone.
Yeah, I just followed you on I just followed you on Instagram. Yeah,
I will do the same.
Thank you for coming up and sharing your story. It's amazing what people, you never, because you watch the news and everything's all negative, but you never know the amazing things that are happening, that people are making happen, in their lives, and not just in their lives, but like in their community, around the country. Like you're doing multiple things at one time. Like that is, to me that's amazing. Like you're doing like really you're doing like amazing, like groundbreaking stuff, and
Thank you.
you're just
Thank
gonna,
you.
you're gonna continue to, you're gonna continue to grow. And like you said, that's 501c, man. That is major. Like people can only think or imagine in their heads to do something like that. You're actually out there doing it.
Right? Because I believe the universe, what you put in, the universe gives it back. The universe gives it back. And not only am I thankful for my 501c3 because I'm tax exempt and it's like a write off, but that is just an example of whatever you donate to me, thank God, but whatever you donate, especially if you donate into a 501c3 where there's a real.
Yeah, just yeah, if you want to come back up, just hit the little the axe to join thing. I think I have it set to let me see. I don't know if I can change it, but yeah, but if you want to come back up, yeah, just hit the the axe to join. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Cool. I think I have it set for like 5 minutes.
Sometimes you have to fix the timer, but what I was saying before I end this is, um, I don't write y'all money back at the end of the year when y'all donate to my thing. That's just the universe. It's just the universe how it works. And I put in that time. Not only did I manifest, right? Not only did I pray about this, but I actually put in that work. That is the beauty of it all. It is not about where I'm at right now because you gotta post pictures on Instagram to like make yourself look amazing. And I'm thankful for that, but people don't see the times when I'm crying. People don't see the times when I can't rescue every dog, and it puts me in a really, really bad emotional place where I have to pray and stuff because I can't stay in that emotional place. But people just see the limelight. That's why I advise no one ever compare yourself to anybody else's journey because it's all glitz and glam because that's what we have to post. People are attracted to that. But you never see the hard work. That's where the blessing is at. That's where the amazing fulfilling part that you get within yourself, not because everybody looking, it's that hard work you put in. And thanks again, man, for creating such a meaningful topic and allowing people to feel safe here. Thank you.
Yeah, I love these I tried, and thank you for coming on and sharing your story.
Yeah.
I love one-on-one conversations because man, you can talk about so much and you had time to do so, and it's not like like the clubhouse is good for what it's good, but I mean, like you go on clubhouse, there's like 100 people on the stage and you got 10 seconds to say something, so so this is like more of my speed. And when I found somebody told me about this app, I was all in.
You know what it is too? I feel like Wisdom and Clubhouse, right? They're both amazing apps, but it's more here on Wisdom that you're not judged. See, on Clubhouse, and again, I love Clubhouse. Clubhouse is great for networking and stuff, but
Hmm.
sometimes you get those people where they feel like they're above you or coaches or stuff like that, which is okay. But I always tell people if we understand like I'm no different from my fans. I am no different from my customers or consumers. I am no different from people that are inspired by me because at the end of the day, Steven, I feel like we are all going to become our higher selves. We may go through different life things and different skill sets because of different things that we got in our heart, different ideas. So we go seek jobs and promotions on the skill sets and ideas that we have. But the end goal is to become our higher self. So if we see it from a place of fear and a place of abundance and understand that we all are just trying to become just beautiful beings and become our higher self, then there's no real comparison. So there's no real reason to label anymore.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that 100%. It's being devoted and committed, within yourself and within your own journey. and naturally just being unapologetic about that. And sometimes you're right, people do feel insecure, and sometimes it could be a mob type mentality when you're around, you think you're around people that have your best interests at heart, but these people may be judging you. They're like, well, I've got so many followers and they only have that many, so
Uh-huh.
that puts me above them. But I'm telling you, within this next season, y'all are going to start leapfrogging these people, and then they're going
Uh-huh.
to be looking up to you, and they're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute, well, I'm on this app every day, and you've just come on here within the last 2 to 3 weeks, and you're at the you're like surpassing me. Like, what's going on here?
See,
It.
that's the beauty. Yep, that is the beauty of a moment, right? Because
Exactly.
everything that you just said, as far as courage, I mean, it's easier said than done, but everything that you just mentioned, Demon, is a part of self confidence, self love, and self growth. Because it's either two things: you're gonna walk in a room like you are the queen or king of that room, or you're gonna walk in that room like you don't care who the hell is. It's your choice, because at the end of the day, self confidence and everything that you just mentioned goes along with learning life. Because at the end of the day, just because we spiritual being, just because you pray, just
Yeah, and looking at, like, to piggyback off of what she was saying, that did I have confidence, whatever, whatever? No, took a while. I'm still, to some degrees, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and that's going to help me to go even further, to go higher, to have that higher perspective, to have that eagle vision, and yeah, I just want to thank that Alvarez for coming up here and giving us that knowledge, man. That's amazing. To have a 501, to have a 501 seed. Hey, what's going on, Rainy Woman? To have that 501 seed and to have your own nonprofit, man, and to like out there rescuing animals and stuff like that. That's like, you know, man, that's to like, man, to really put in the work is a beautiful thing. And when you see it happening and coming to fruition, and you can actually um it's abundantly beautiful, when you see the changes from that, in your life. And it was, you rolled your sleeves up, you did some research, and now you're, as they would say, with certain investments, it's going to the moon, so I always feel like one of the biggest investments you can make is within yourself, and within, now through social media, we all have our own brands and different things like that, and and the cool thing is that things are still being created. A lot of you are creating your own markets, and a lot of the people are going to look at you and like, well, man, where do you fit in? And there a lot of people are going to be able to figure you out. You're going to be multi-genre. Like I write, like in my books, I write across different genres. I'm not like, I do this. I am a writer. That's, I'm a writer and I am an author. I write my speeches. I write, I've written my kids' books, and and on and on and on, man. And and poetry, and I've written a novel, and and it's man, it's amazing, how you can do all of these things, with just trusting in the process, believing in yourself, moving forward, not having any hangups about who you are and where you're going, believing that you are next level, believing that, that your talents are, knowing that, if you are, trying to go back to school, if, trying to start your own company, or you want to be you want to be a part of somebody else's company, that's it's great to, it's great to be in great company. It is, and sometimes we go to work certain places or we're around certain people, we're there to be a part of it. It's a part of the process, but we're also there to learn, and just to pick up something, if you're there for a few years, a few months, or a week, whatever it is. I mean, there's always, and that's another thing, growth in the process. Allow, give yourself grace, honor and trust your inner knowing. Give yourself the grace and gratitude to grow. Because you're the I always say the gifts are given to the gifted, but it's going to grow, it's going to grow around you. That's the that's and you're going to it's going to grow around you, you're going to grow with it, almost like having a kid, or whatever, being a parent. Sometimes you think, you probably read every book and watched every video, but it's probably going to be something that you didn't necessarily plan for. And, it's going to be like really center for you. And you're going to be like, man, I was not expecting that. So, I mean, see, most people are, grateful their kid just comes out, 10 toes, 10 fingers, healthy and alive, and and XYZ. But just and your process is going to inevitably make you stronger. That's another beautiful benefit of it. But yeah, man. But I'm going to say goodbye to our folks on YouTube here. Let's see.